On life.
Yeah. There's something that will bring them. What? What shape? Where? Which area? Right here under the tree. Probably go under the. I mean, the sun's still hitting there. Unless you mean like right there. Yeah, let's be set up here. Okay. It's good for now, you know? Yeah. Um,
Yeah, we know we're live, but the sun's gonna get us.
yeah.
You know?
So, like, it's apples. Oh, what face is it? Hey, double check and see which bus. Oh, but is it like show? No. I need more sun, so I'm going on the back in the way. Yeah, yeah. That was good.
What?
Good comment. Right. Shalom. Start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the brothers of truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And one third. Sincere listeners. This is GMS Toronto. Hey, back again, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom. Okay, because we're the prophets of evil. It's our job, right? That's right. To warn you people of the things to come. All right, but I wanted to start off with a scripture. If brother can get the First Peter 4:11. Going straight from there, right? Because you have a lot of you have it. Yeah, you got a lot of people not going according to the script. See what I'm saying? Not adhering to what the scriptures say and doing their own thing. And then they're finding themselves in all type of predicaments to where the Lord can't save you. See what I'm saying? Like if you're not going according to the, you're basically out of bounds. Yeah. So if you're out of bounds, the Lord can't protect you. You know what I mean? If you're doing it wrong, the Lord can't protect you, right? That's why it's very important that we need to adhere to what the words are saying and do everything in diligent and in balance, right? So, whoever got it, First Peter 4:11, and it says, "If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. If any man minister, let him do it as the ability of which the Most High Yahweh give it." Right. If any man minister, that means you're out there teaching. Okay, you gotta make sure you're teaching 100% correct doctrine. Like, you can't be teaching men to go off and that's blood on your hands, right? Right? This is a dangerous thing. People don't understand, right? If you really, a lot of people sold out for money, right? All right, you don't care. You really don't care for this, right? Because Yahweh Shai is pretty much be put to an open shame. Right? Here it is, you got the truth, you're sincere at one point, you believe, you believe the name, now you're switching up the doctrine, saying you don't have a name, your name is you, right? All that the weird shit, right? And we also talking about 100% keep the law 100%. But here it is, you're not keeping the law 100%. And I'm talking about IUIC. Brothers, no, oh, I already knew. I'm talking about IUIC. Now, I'm on the ass right now because what happened with that quote unquote brother that was in their camp, and they kicked him out on wrongfully. There's perspective of persons and all that bullshit, man. He actually had a proper claim or whatever. And, when you bring something in the court of law, he wasn't in the wrong, right? But they denied his claim, right? And basically kicked him out of the camp because of why favoritism. It was a situation. I think it had to do with a girl, right? Oh, okay. But he wasn't in the wrong in the situation. Yeah. Basically, he ended up getting his ass beat. Yeah, they beat his ass. They kicked him out of the camp, and then maybe a few months down the line, there was members of the IUIC. One member of the IUIC, IUIC members. Okay, they found like the brother, whatever, that he had a problem with. They found him and they beat his ass. That's what almost to a pulp. And IUIC didn't like restore him. Yeah. Regardless, right? So right? Yeah. Okay, good. Supposed to restore, get that? You know, but they didn't restore him. Yeah, right. So he brought the case to Esau. You know, yep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he brought the case to Esau because let's just say they found out about the situation, or elders of like that, they found out about the situation. It would be in their best interest to right by the brother. Yeah. Pay for his medical fees. Yeah. Whatever. Give him a little money. Yeah. He's almost put to death, though. He almost got put to death. Oh shit. That's so bad he got beat. Oh, you guys, the reason why we found out is because Captain Cesariak did a video. Yeah. And Apostle Zahar did a response, did a 4-hour response. Oh shit. Yeah. So I myself had reposted that video on my channel. Yeah. And I also did a response to it as well. Because I'm warning Israelites, new brothers and brothers in the faith, brothers even in IUIC, they need to get out of that shit, man. Yeah. Brothers that are camp hopping or sisters too. You need to get out of IUIC, man. Should be a big ass red flag. Exactly. Don't let the numbers fool you. Oh, there's so much people that are so family oriented, not on crap. That's bullshit, man.
Believe it or not, family oriented.
No. They handle that like niggas, man. They're gang shit, man. Gang shit, yeah. That's what gangs are doing. And they do like it's like I call it like initiation. Yeah. Right. And they people like ritual production like embarrassing or like this like argue. Yeah. Gang shit, man. IUIC, if I may say also like IUIC, the guy like possible like examples where they're actually like word off like want someone who went to the church, the judgment. We got put on them, right? You to see the guy who's genuine, the guy like a scaffold outside, put a gun on them. And then once in Africa, the guy like hey with like smallpox, whatever they call it. Yeah, in Kenya, right? Kenya, right? That's right. So what's actually? Yeah. What's actually like if we were like warning you, actually like showing you that we get going now. Yeah. Keep going out of bounds. That's right, man. Going out of bounds. Right. Finish this and then we'll get that.
First Peter 4:11, continuing on, it says that the Most High Yahweh in all things may be glorified in Mashiach Yahushai, to whom praise
the Most High be glorified through the Son. Not you. Not you trying to take the position of Yahushai or the Most High. Okay? A lot of people don't understand what you're in this for, right? You want too much freaking self-glory, man. Praises of men and all these things. You look good outwardly, all this crap, man. This is realer than all of that shit, man. This is life and death, man. My brother in LA got stabbed up, man, yesterday. Okay? By an agent sent by Esau, an agent. Okay? And he's lucky, Tawadi Yabashim Yoshai is here to tell the tale, man. Still here. Okay? It's not a fucking game, man. People thinking it's a joke out here, man. Esau knows who we are. He has databases, certain squads, right? Agents, whoever. And they know everything about us, man. They know when the fuck we wake up every fucking morning, man. You don't think Esau doesn't know that, man? You guys out here playing fucking games, man. So don't even fuck Esau, man. Imagine what the Lord's gonna do to you. See what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying. The wicked are the Most High sworn.
Yep. Yeah.
So he'll send Esau on you.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah. To whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. That's it.
This is the book of Galatians 6:1. He reads, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness.
Yeah, you guys are spiritual. I mean, he's not spiritual. I don't care if he's not in the camp anymore and all that. Oh, if y'all don't agree, y'all can go your separate ways. You didn't have to come to that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're men. You know what I'm saying? But you have a bitch ass spirit on you. Right? And the apostles, started with the apostles on down, our elders. They always trying to rebuke up that bitch ass spirit out of men. All right, that feminine spirit. We're not dealing with all that shit. Right? Black woman spirit. Wow, you know, race 18, wild and out, emotional as fuck. You know, a lot of you niggas is mama's boys. You only know, single parent household, right by the black woman, right? So y'all emotional all over the place. You know, see how your mother handles problems, and that's how you want to handle your problem. But the thing is, you have testosterone, so now you're bugging out even worse, right? Diary of a bad black woman, but you're a nigga, an old man. That's what I'm saying. Bugged out.
There was a point that you made, just like you. Yeah, they dealt with it. That's what that shows you that they're carnal men because they dealt with it in a carnal way. If the guy truly went off, even if you are in the wrong putting him out, what you should have done, if you really want to get the guy, just go curse him. Go curse him and leave it to the Most High. Right? Now, obviously, we know,
But he would have been in the wrong though.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
You know what I mean?
yeah, the door where the guy is at.
Exactly. But you just showed who you are. You went, oh, I gotta go through this guy. I gotta get him. I gotta get him.
Now he's in Esau's exactly. Right? But all because of the pride of niggas, IUIC niggas. They didn't want to restore them, but like he's reading. So sharpen the thought.
Yeah, that's right. Galatians 6 verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou be tempted. Say also, it's just more like this, like taking a load. For example, like opening the IUIC, that man like offended you, if that whatever the case may be, like, no, you're putting it in a way, but you feel like gets knocked out. But I say that he's the spiritual vengeance, right? This like supposed to be ready to take that load, take the all the battles, this that's up a violence of your brother. What I'm saying? I'm saying you would lay your hands on the next man, that's you would take your hand on one that's actually no. Yeah. That's the other part. That's what do that. Even GMS, there's no, you're not having GMS. Right, we got to go to camp. So let's go. The first person to go balance. Right? That's taking your part in your own hands. That shows that. When you like patience, right? You're not humble, man.
And I gotta add to that, right? So the people these guys are aging paid out. It's nothing for Esau to get niggas from prison. Say, hey, I got this mission for you. Join the IUIC. Join the IUIC. Okay? Become an Israelite. You work for us. Our 501c3 charter. Doctrine. Okay? You're in the free world, but you answer to us. See what I'm saying? So why do you think these niggas have so much numbers and all that shit? It's nothing for Esau to present that image. These are niggas that come from gang dope mindset, gang culture. That nigga that ran down on the brother, he's claiming GD, gangster disciple, right? So he's throwing up his signs before he beat his ass and everything. He's acting like he was gonna pull out a gun on him, right? That's hate, right? I don't even remember if he actually had the gun on him, but he was acting like he was gonna pull out a gun on him. Right? This is weird. That's weird nigga energy. Man. That's nigga gang energy that had to come from prison and just being in a ghetto. You're supposed to be a new man. You're supposed to throw the old man away, right?
Which is a carnal.
Right. You know?
When I say like IUIC, like you had like I think it was like Bishop Ayatollah came out and said like they have like higher-ranking members, higher-ranking officers in the members. That shows you that these men actually like they paid off, man. That they actually they really put it in safety. Adversaries, man. They actually like they have do like these drills, man. Step up like I should be taken. Or they're doing drills like going to feel like doing drills like open, there's no blood.
Yeah.
Come on,
All black.
That's not necessarily just psychology. Younger person calls going to that's hopeless, man. That's true. Well, that's the time I need to explain how to bring out the word, bring out the truth, but yeah, spend like I could actually I do the spirit.
You want to spray fucking
Yeah.
pepper spray. That's what you want to waste your time. How's that edifying the flock? I mean, I also, but I also teach in some people sometimes that Esau's blessing like that. Yeah, it's not just to tap into, power, and tap into your own history, right? Because Esau's a carnal man, right? But just talk about how first out with Jacob that thou mayest be illuminated. It's supposed to be illuminated, right? It's just to understand where enemy is. So you don't tap into the same blessing that he uses. You can't defeat your own enemy losing his blessing. That doesn't make any sense. You have to tap into your own blessing and your own power, right? Right. That's good.
Ezekiel 3:17 says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. We're supposed to be talking about how we started the lesson. We're supposed to be warning these people.
Speaking of the oracles of the Most High.
Yeah,
Warning, it's must be set their doctrine.
exactly. It says, verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, if thou givest him not warning, or speaking to warn the wicked from his wicked way, the same as life, the wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will fire thy hand. Right? So regardless of how we don't be like with this is fucking not you're going off, the one you're going off. That's our job. It says last one, verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. But you save yourself. Because the scripture says, work unto your own salvation. And that's how you know, back to what I was saying before, these guys are carnal men. They don't understand the scripture. And when you were saying to show that they're slightly gang members that Esau brought up, okay, he said, infiltrate the camp and do this business. Because IUSC is they're big camps, so it's a lot of numbers, so it's very easy to sneak someone in there. It's crazy. DMS is not as big, so people are going to stand out more because you got smaller groups. You can't kind of hide into the crowd.
Yeah, there's a certain order in the forum that we have.
Yeah,
right. That if you can't get with it, we just kick you out anyway.
that's good.
You know what I'm saying? So we're not standing for no bullshit. We're not, some wild, chaotic, sporadic behavior. Yeah, right? Do what you want. There's order in this thing. We don't operate autonomously. No. Okay, we operate in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. With our elders giving out the orders. The righteous order. They're not giving us previous commands and orders to do. No. And look, all right. The brother in DC said this is not this is about a guy. He said this is a revolving door. Ain't nobody forcing you to eat it. You don't like the way GMS does business, does your house Shai's business, right? The doors work. Yeah, you can get the fuck out, right? Most cults, they call us a cult or whatever. Cults, they don't allow people to eat. Exactly. Exactly. We allow you to do that. Exactly. No, I don't want my brother. You guys, my brother, though. I don't want y'all to be. You know what I'm saying? That's my mindset. I look at every brother, every week. My brothers, I hope we all make. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit we're supposed to have as well. But if you're going off and doing some wicked shit, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to change the review, concept review coming on, you're not changing. You gotta go. This is your own thing. All right? And speaking of doing your own thing, the spirit's on me again. Say this. There's a weird spirit for you to be caught, giving double honors to the apostles and elders and not checking in with truth. Heads of camps in your area. You don't want to be GMS, fine. You're not checking in. That's weird, man. Right. What the fuck is that all about, man? You got the doctrine from the apostles, you don't want to check you. Are you gonna wait to the kingdom to be a brother? I have a problem with that, man. I don't care. That's a red flag. That's a fucking red flag. Even if you want to do your own thing, do it, but communicate. At least stay in touch, weekly, bi-weekly, I don't know. However, it needs to be done in decency and order, right? Right over here. Fine. Awada.
This book about 1 Corinthians 15 verse 40. It says, let all things be done decently and in order.
That's it. That's straight to the point, man. That's out of order. You just being a renegade. Right? That's right. Hey, can I brother look that word up?
Because if I might say like, checking in, that's like it's part of like, that's an order, man. Okay, because if you don't check it, that means like you don't even get it. You have sorry, check out. That's like you actually doing these stuff. That's like that's the sincere this thing, man. If not checking, that means like they don't even get it. That's what you're very suspicious.
Check. All right. This ain't no gang shit. You gotta check it. Checking my city. Niggas.
That's how they're taking it.
That's Jake. Jake. Extort you. You going on a world tour or whatever. You gotta get extorted by niggas every city you go. Just for protection.
It's law. If you got your body, you got to heart before that. I have the same spirit. It's like, it's basically like, this is God, let it get it. It's wrong. If you're by yourself, you're very like by yourself.
Right. Yeah. So Renegade, right? Yeah, Renegade. I had to go a little bit down because what it said in the beginning, what it says originally, it says 1580s an apostate from a religious faith, right? So when I scroll down, the definitions, other definitions, it says someone who rebels and becomes an outlaw, a disloyal person who betrays or deserts his cause or religion or political party or friend, break with established custom, having deserted a cause or principle.
That's
yourself. Yeah, and you for yourself. You're by yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to be in that predicament. And like I said, whatever. It's not a flow. See about it. All that stuff, right? If you want to do your own thing, that's fine. At least communicate. Right? Know that there's a place that you can come to ask questions, confide. You know what I mean? Go on, friend. Yes. Go on, man.
Right? So there's a root word. It's renegade. 1540s. It says.
Is it French?
Yeah. It says actually it's Latin.
Same thing. Yeah, they're all derivatives.
Yeah. It says deny, renounce, abandon. You go down into the bottom. It says fail to fulfill a promise.
Well, this is even going into people that just fucking desert the truth. But as a whole, man, abandoned mission, ass niggas. But I mean, there's countless people that have done that. Fucking Ringo, but he was never anything. You know that. Yeah, Ringo, Ringo. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says fail to fulfill a promise or obligation. And the last one, it says the mistake of not following suit when able to do so. That's what you're saying, because right now those guys that you're mentioning, they are in a position to follow suit, but they're not doing it. This is the right time to follow suit. Because something might happen when the Most High just takes the spirit off of them. And they stop speaking the word correctly because they didn't want to come in the order of how well Yahushua was called to the apostle. Then you want to give double honor to the apostle. That's confusion.
Yeah, it's weird.
How are you giving them double honor? So you're honoring them, and then going to listen, you want to come in line.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
You got a script on it? Yeah. Red flag.
Red flag on the play.
On the pitch, man. That's a red fucking flag, man.
Going back.
Yeah. It's Ecclesiastes 4:9, and it says two really in the field, man.
Yeah.
No red flag, we're referees, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We're referees, man. Calling out red flags. All right. You gotta be mindful of these people, man. Watch for all the wickedness that don't or however they're operating in seats. Nate, red flag all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Screaming red flag, man.
It's a red man.
But you people are just blinded by the witchcraft of these groups, man. Right? Here it is. They've done all this wickedness. They're trying to keep it under wraps, suppress this shit that they've done. But the Lord's bringing it out. Right? Exactly. The mouth of the prophets, the true prophets. Right?
This is Ecclesiastes 4:9, and it says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. If they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Yeah, my brother is gonna lift up his fellow brethren. Right? You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpeneth iron. Right? Keep on point. Fire kindle. Come on, man. Like, you don't want a like-minded brother to have, he would, brothers don't, we don't work together, but I would love to have a brother to work with. You know, we got they like nothing, right? Oh, you know what I'm saying? It feel like 2 hours, you know?
Go by fast.
But there's a reason why we're spread out. Right?
Exactly.
We're in hell, we gotta go to our health. Right? But I'm just saying, it'll be a beautiful thing to have a brother, you know.
That's what you're saying. Think of it like if you're at war, obviously it would be more easier. You feel way better to have another man beside you in war when you're fighting these enemy over you being by yourself. Either way, you'll still do it if you have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
But hey, I got another brother with me.
You got your comrades,
Yeah.
you know, your brethren, you know.
Let's go in, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so but it shows you that those men IUIC are not true brothers.
No.
They're not. You guys are not true brothers.
Brother.
You wouldn't beat a man to death. That's fucking crazy. That's good. That's a shit. You know. Sadly.
But yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Just continuing on, read verse 10 again. It says, "For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have meat. But how can one be warm alone?"
That's right, man. Because you can be, let's just say you're in the wilderness, right? And all hell breaks loose. Shit like trying to eat. Okay, this is not no funny shit, no gay shit, like not, but it's cold outside, right? You need to survive. You're with your brother. You would, get together in a certain way in order to transfer, stay warm, in order to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say? This is what people did in war too. You know what I'm saying? It's not no weird shit. I'm not just being real for survival tactics. This is what you do. That's what they're pretty much saying. Right? I know. So like, let me say this. I don't know how brothers sleep or whatever, right? But sometimes when you sleep alone, you're cold, right? So you might wear a hoodie and a sweatpants and go to sleep. But when you're with your woman, you're not wearing no hoodie or
too hot.
yeah, you're bare chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just wearing your short, your boxer, you know?
Exactly.
You're not wearing a full sweatsuit in to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? So that's the Lord using his science and mechanics of how the body works. Right?
Yeah.
So the body heat, right? Keep it warm. Right?
That's what I say, like, I've been actually like myself, like, speak for myself. I've been by myself, like I was there pushing in the house of others, and also being in a camp. And I feel like the difference between being by yourself, being in a camp, being by yourself, like, you have nobody to say it, I'm saying picture. Like, so like, like, you finish your words. It helps you, and if you have something you can't remember, you help you remember it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't you, as you know, it's building, right? Right. Therefore, like, no, that means like this week, like, one accord, and like, even your side said, like, what you want to do, yeah, I am with them. By yourself, like, come on, by yourself. I mean, like, if you have no choice, then it's okay. But if you,
That's why he said we're 2 or 3 are gathered.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get that, man. Now I'm gonna quote it. Get that.
yeah,
Get that, brother. Myself.
that's what the bottom is.
Jeez, that's cold, bro. That's cold, but that's hot though. You feel me?
Yeah, that's right.
Jeez.
I mean, it's simple, like, it's like, so, like, you out there by yourself, like, you got time, like, someone comes, like, try to touch you. By yourself, you didn't go around, you gotta fight back,
Yeah.
And it makes sense.
Yeah, 100 man against the gorilla. 100, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
This is fighting chance.
Exactly. Because we're only out here, it's supposed to be the elements, it's supposed to be the spirits out here, man. People might try to come, like, try to, like, does it go with you? People by yourself, you more time, you have a company.
People think twice.
Yeah, exactly.
That they does that too. In the world, they do that. Like 100-man team, whatever. Try to intimidate people, whatever. But really, it's like a defense mechanism. Yeah, you think twice. You think twice before trying to mess with somebody. You see with a crew of people. And there's nothing wrong with that. Being a crew of people, just you're chilling, but you gotta be on guard. Right? Yeah.
I got you. So Matthew 18 and 20, it says, well, where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
Harder for that, Jeez. Yeah, fine. Right. Yeah, more? No, you had your own, what I want, I call it, right? Yeah. You said you had some? You have more, right? You said, yeah, yeah, you get that, then.
And it said, this is Ecclesiastes 4 verse 12, and it says, and if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Right? So it shows you the strength you have, people according to our size, how much our size mind in essentially in unity. This and it's going to say that too now in Psalms, how wonderful it is to be going together in unity, not perfect, right? That to have that defense. And on top of that, on a spiritual level, when you think about it, how can you properly exemplify your Habashai if you're always by yourself? If you have that lone wolf type of mindset, right? Where it's like Habashai didn't wash his own feet, right? There were certain examples, you had to, it required the disciples to actually be there for him to exemplify that particular behavior, right? So we have to exemplify that amongst each other. That's why you need, brothers around you, right? Of course, there are times where you're going to be alone, but there's a blessing to have that unity. According to how much comes out, right?
And to add to what you're saying, with that scripture that I just read, it goes even deeper because really you're never alone.
Right.
Habashai is always there. Never alone. So even when you're not don't have physically anyone there, he's there. He's there. Because you have to believe that he's there. If you don't believe he's there, then you're right. He's not there. Right? So you can see that those guys, they move it carnally. Right? They're just thinking that I have to go through it. I have to go through this. When the scriptures say, Yahushua says, vengeance is mine. He's the avenger. He's the one that goes to vengeance for you. You're not supposed to go to this. You're not supposed to be doing that. Even though they're in the wrong, but they thought they're in the right? But they thought, okay, I gotta go get vengeance. There's carnal minded that. Said Mark 9 verse 38, and he says, and John answered, and John answered him, saying, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and he followeth us, and he followeth not us.
And this is the balance here, right? We're getting that one that are not checking in. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, and he followeth not us, and we forbade him, because he followeth not us. And Yahushua said, forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me.
Right. Guess what? That's why I was back there. Yeah. This is a tighter ship now. You know what I'm saying? The ship got tighter now, so you have to check in. You see what I'm saying?
Also, like you had you have your skipper, right? Skipper thing it works. They try to cancel demons, but they didn't jump on them. So, they were like that. They were not really preaching. They're preaching the word, but they all they really all thing basically. That's what right there. Like you know, like going to you in our side, doing this sincerity. Like look, you've got the other themselves. Like they have no choice. They're not too popular. But it's okay. But like if you actually have that chance, that's good. Right? It's supposed to be that, man. It's simple, that's sense. Right? So forbid him not, for there is no man which shall do a miracle. There's no man who can do it. The miracles of the twins, be able to put on his word. If you actually cast out demons, be our shot, they will talk to like everybody body. Right? If you bring it like not sincerely, there's a time short, it's not come out. Right. Either way, all what they manifest, right? Says, for there is no man which shall do a miracle in my name that can lightly speak evil of me. For he that is not against us is in our parts. Point to that? Yeah, this is the point. It said, no man that comes in his name can speak lightly of evil of him. Let me paraphrase it, right? So that shows you if someone's speaking of bad of Yahushua, even a little bit, they're not a man of the Lord. It said they can't speak lightly of him evil ways. So IUIC, they're speaking lightly. Lightly is still bad, right? That's basically what Yahushua is saying. When they're speaking lightly, we're still not a man of the Lord. So not saying his actual name shows you're not a man of the Lord. You're speaking to him evil in a light way. So they're not using his name, they're using Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they call it the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
They remember that photo where they had the depiction of Yahushua with 6 fingers on each hand? Bugged out, man. Like he was a Philistine. Like he was a freaking like that. That's bugged. But that was under Nate's order, command, man. He allowed that. Some butt and the tongue sticking out. And it was a black image of it wasn't even like dark brown, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's some skin tight clothing. yeah. Pastor Har was breaking it down. Yeah. He's like, that's 6 fingers on each hand, you know. Well, no, bro.
President another arm to make it 666.
Yeah, they're really taking this for a freaking joke, man. That's why the Apostle John said the Lord is going to destroy the IUIC.
Oh yeah. They're speaking more than lightly of the evil way of the Yahushua. They're speaking very heavy way of the evil way of the Yahushua. Right? So if you said that about someone who's speaking lightly, you're talking about someone who's speaking heavy. These guys, they're speaking this, like you said, show the image, and then they use say no play, no hurt. Right? They say the most doesn't matter, the names doesn't matter. They say Jesus Christ or Christ. When they know the name, I think Jesus the Christ. Yeah, it's like what? So when you see, like, we're talking about cat popping, we mentioned that anyone who's cat popping, you see that these people are speaking of the Yahushua in a evil way lightly. They are not the men of the Lord. They're not the men of the Lord, because the men of the Lord are not going to speak evil of Yahushua, period. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not surprised that these guys are when they're talking about their dream. We've seen this from back then. Right?
Yeah, this is the book of Acts, and in verse 13, and says, then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits, and they, the name of the Lord Yahushua, say, I adjure you by Yahushua, whom Paul preached, and there were 7 sons of one Stephen, a Jew, and the chief of the priests, which he saw. And the evil spirits answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? Right? That's he made the recruitment, he did manifest. This guy, Scary, take a chance. He was back. So you keep that, you know, keep the title. But most experience, you know, that coming out and showing you who you are. Right? Says, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was lived. It's like and the man with whom the evil spirit was lived on them, overcame them, and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of their house naked and wounded. Right, but I have an example. This is showing you that it's not coming with the right spirit, it's not coming in the food. Get drugged up, man. You know, serious things, like genuine serious things. I've seen God with running out. Like, you know, like there was what's it called? The example of this, like this guy, like his name of those 2 guys used to be yeah. I'm just going hard, like we do, like you know, as you can tell that, you know, as the guys, you know what it is, that's like doing it anyways. Yeah. So just they're fucked out, they can't catch on that. It's scary, man. You probably know, like pull out and mental, like come on,
Yeah. So God does.
oh, like how is that they can't turn away? They can't help but do that. Garbage.
Handle it without. But it's like in that show. I'm not sure if it's still on Survivor, right? Everyone had their torch.
Still on.
Oh, it's still on? Yeah. So everyone has their torch. When you're done, torch gets blown out. That's it. That's it. Time to go home.
Verse 17, and this was known to all the Jews and Greeks, so to the Greeks also dwelling in Ephesus, and fear fell on them all. The name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified. Most of them use to magnify his name. They have put fear on Israel and raising up. Some,
Yeah.
see,
Matthew 7, verse 21. It says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. And many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name have done many works? And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Right? You guys want to be taking parts of the scriptures, how saying that Paul's writing were good, right? Taking away the name of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and all these blasphemous things. Right? What the outside says clearly, he said to come to the volume of the book. Right? And the brother had said it, I think he told you Ashwamba, one of the videos that he dropped earlier today. He said that you need to know the first five. You need to know the beginning to know the end. So you need to know the Torah to know Revelation. You don't understand the Revelation. You won't understand Revelation if you don't know the Torah. You really won't understand the scriptures for the whole thing. See what I'm saying? You got to get everything in its entirety. See what Christianity, that heathens, whatever, Jesuits and all. What they've done is they've done a good job at like saying the Old Testament. Done away with. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Just love and Jesus, right? That faggot shit what they're pushing out. So or whatever. You know what I mean? You know they don't like that word. Yeah. It's the truth. It's the truth that off spirit, man. There's that in spirit, man, that you're pushing out. You know? That's the spirit too. That a guard bring. Anyways. You know? You bet you call get pocket like that's a major part of yeah. I say it's not critical anymore. Like yeah, who are you to say that? Yeah, who are you? Come on, like they're part of the pocket like that's like a major history. But you understand like the Gentiles that's what the pocket. Right? We are doing this Testament. Right? When the Feast of Tabernacle, the Feast of Tabernacle, kitchens, only the feast, yeah. The market is also yeah, right. Yeah. You can't, check out the whole, like, the whole, like the history of Hanukkah, I think that part of Hanukkah. Where you guys celebrate Hanukkah? Where can I find it Hanukkah? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take out the Apocrypha, where can I find it? Or you just celebrate this thing? Exactly. You just celebrate this for fun? No? But where can I find that information? Or Apocrypha done away with, so. That's bullshit. I get to call that. I'm saying that bugged out, man. Weird. Let's just say you guys are the people. You know what I'm saying? Where can I find? I want to be a historian. Yeah. I want to find this information. Where can I find it? You know what I'm saying? To be able to find it in the scripture. You claim to be the people, right? Yeah. If I may add also, if you take out the Apocrypha, that doesn't match up properly with Daniel's prophecy. Because you would have a whole reach, a whole empire history. Yeah, right. So that means that the prophecy would be off. So where is the record of that prophecy? Where is that third beast that Daniel prophesied about? Because all those kingdoms came, reigned, and came to pass, right? And how would I say that Testament of Yahweh is the spirit of prophecy? So where is that prophecy? Where is that kingdom? You're not going to find that in the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? So something there's a missing link. Right? Let's take out the Apocrypha. Right? So, yeah, this is on point. You got more? No. That was it. Yeah. That point. Yeah. Look about Revelation chapter 22, verse 18. Yeah. Says verse 18 says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words, the prophecies of this book. Any man shall add unto these things, Most High Almighty shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. Any man shall take away from the words of this book, and of this prophecy, the Most High Almighty shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, as from the things which are written in this book." You're taking away your own crown. No, it's let no man take your crown. You're taking away your own crown, by doing these blasphemous works. Right? Profane things, right? Outside the temple works. Right?
wall is called, I think it's called White Jerusalem, right? Like White Jerusalem. But you but right someone on the wall. But it's not but basically like something like that's an offense. Right? So it is these are Holy Scriptures what is both sides. Well, Jesus is rather proposed that we go down. We're going to talk one man. That's why he's the one that's going to be clear this in the case that you doesn't get Holy Spirit. The slavery, he actually took out words, took out scriptures in the Bible. Listen like that would encourage them to get right. These scriptures. No. When let us read Bible where we took out certain scriptures in order taking that does not speak. That not speak. That no example also means the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit. This is the Holy Spirit. Temperature. Right? Back on that. Psalm 50:16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh saying, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldst take my covenant? Let me read the NLT. Psalm 50:16 NLT. But Yahweh says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant? Right? That's exactly what you did. You pretty much took our word, our Bible, okay, the word of the Most High, and flipped it on it. Yeah, that's what this brother is going into. That's blasphemy. That's taking out parts of the scriptures, giving us only a certain, call it the same Bible, right? Here, read this. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's wicked, right? You know, partial scripture. You know what I mean? Not the whole thing. Right? And if we got caught reading the whole Bible, they would kill us. They would kill us. They don't tell you that, but they would kill us. They'll beat you for reading. They found out you're reading, they'll beat your ass. They found out you're reading the Bible, the full Bible, they'll put your ass to death. However, they seem no, Esau's wicked too, right? So whatever seemed fit to him is some bugged out, deranged, wicked shit that you could think of, man. Twisted shit. And that's why the Lord is gonna put a spirit on us in the kingdom to know all the wicked shit Esau did. Right. But right now we'll bug out. If the Lord let us know what Esau did to us for real, we'll bug out. We need the new bodies to understand the wickedness that Esau did to us. We might crash, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just saying we might bug out. You know, you don't want to know what the hell Esau really did to you, man. Whatever you do know is it's because you're able to understand, right? But for the Lord to actually put you there, just like how He put the prophets in certain how do you call it? A transvision. Yeah. He's gonna do that to us. He's gonna do that for us. He's gonna do that for you. He's gonna bring you back to when you were in slavery. Esau. That's what you are. The so-called white man is the biggest nigger on the planet. Nigger on the planet. Biggest nigger on the planet. His script is black. Yeah. Okay, his soul is black. Okay. Yeah. The 2 points of I was saying, the way the cross on the cross. That's them like stars. Shit. That's right. Find a man on the cross with like his own bread talks about. Yeah. I had a quick point to what you said about the crashing out. If you knew everything, you're right, because if you crashed out, the righteous, like the vengeance we do, you do it, but you wicked because we're not perfect. So that's why when we get the bodies and we get it, we're going to do perfect vengeance because our bodies are perfect. We're never going to go out. So we're going to kill you. We need vengeance. Yeah, because it was right now, get angry, get a little too emotional, just go do a little too much, went off. Right? Acts 5:30. The Yahweh of our fathers raised up Yahushai and slew, hanged, tree. Right? That was a wicked bunch. You know, like one of the worst. Like one of the worst. Such a method. That's like that. All they call like all kinds of like things. The car, the cardinals like told them that thing. Whips like car singing to the man's brain. Yeah, to the man's skull. You know, all like when he wants to murder, and also because it's not quick. Yeah, it's long. Yeah, always. If it's quick, okay, you just chop my head off. Okay, done. But you're like, no, we're gonna torture you. We're gonna make this long. I want you to feel it. Yeah, right? That's you're the wicked.
That was the Edomites and you Jacob. Yeah, wicked 2/3 of the honor. And his blood be upon him, upon me, and my children. I don't think it was
That's how you know the form of wicked.
right? Got something? Well, I had that one. I had that other piece of
I got a quick one. Isaiah 9:17, it says, therefore the Lord Yahushua shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. So he's saying like he doesn't deal with hypocrites, he doesn't deal with evildoers, but he still has his hand stretched out to come back. Right? That's why like I was starting this good lesson is about preaching the word and warning the people. Because you guys are going off. You guys are going off. And we've given multiple examples of he's going off. Whether you're in the temple or whether you're out the temple. Right? The Lord still has his hand up, but eventually he's gonna remove his hand, he's gonna remove his face. Because you guys are playing around, you can't walk it, play around with the both sides word when you're in the temple. You think that you're gonna get because nothing is really happening to you right now, you think you're good. It's Ecclesiastes 8:11, right? Because they're not as speedily and set in our hearts to do evil. Because he hasn't really put the axe to you yet. He's gonna bring the axe, and when he brings the axe, there's no mercy. There's no begging, there's no pleading, there's no please, please, please don't do it. He's gonna cut your head off. And that's if he has mercy, he's gonna cut your head off. Yeah. Right? What he's really gonna do is gonna make it a long suffering. Right? You're gonna like then you get sick, your body gets fucked up. Right? When you start to lose everything in your life, right? You start attacking the worst one is plague of the mind. Right? So you guys are playing. Yeah, we were talking about that. He doesn't solve anything. Yeah. But he's gonna bring out proficiency. Exactly.
well, we're all elevated. So we can go and play. Yeah, but you're not gonna die.
There you go. That's the worst part.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to go and can't.
Yeah. See all these crackheads and shit. The rough part of that. That's what the Lord's gonna bring to you, quote unquote sober functioning people in society. The Lord's gonna put you in that route. Nope, logging out all your worst fears, right? These like it's rings. You know, you see all type of spiders coming, just big ass spiders plaguing your mind.
Good example of that was the movie Bird Box.
Yeah. You get to it. Revelation 1:7 says, behold, cometh right there. You want to get it? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the book of Revelation 1:7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him. All kindreds of the earth shall wail because of them. Even so,
All you nations are gonna wail with it's coming with that iron fist, that hammer, that scepter, that rod of correction, that sword. That sword shall be raised in heaven. He saw that. Right, so the baby, it's certainly dipped in blood. It splashed on splashing blood, splashing, you know what I mean? A lot of blood. Yep. A lot of death, a lot of blood. About this one. But the body seems to flow. Actually, I think that's all. Oh yeah. Body the body. Yep. That's great. Second Salakia, I have to say it because there's those that pierced it, they're back on the earth. That's the incarnation. It's very real. Right? And to go for that, that's the incarnation. The Lord ain't forget that. In his mind, he's only being God created, But that happened just a couple of days ago. So, yeah. Right. Yeah. So
it tells you that his face was marked more than any man. Book of Isaiah, right? This is like, he worked like even up into what's that Jake name?
Yeah.
Until up until him like, no, that's the kind of thing that's like, okay, I was right. That right there shows you like when the hell next one get off. Old time. No, not even that's quite to go like what my words to the crowd, that's cook up that she really nation. I was really about to such like more like man, like come on. chapter.
Second Ezra 9:9, and it says, and they shall be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. But they who are such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and have and they that have loathed my law, while they have yet liberty, and when a place of repentance was opened unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. And I was reading this one because it's spoken load. The word load means a strong thing despite something. Right? You know, people right such that Lord has given us today, right? Because that's what really the lost out in the time is hard. Especially when you're children. And going back to that point about the thing that got beat up, you can see that how God's spirit's not in the midst. Because Yahweh simplified it for us, and he said, these two laws, love the Lord with all thy heart and thy soul, of thy brother as thyself, he hang all those laws on the bond of prophets from paraphrase. You can see that Yahweh is not in the midst of those different other camps, because you don't even see his name exemplified. So if you don't see his name exemplified, you can't see his actions exemplified, right? You need to see one before you see the other, right? So a lot of some camps, they don't exemplify Yahweh, right? So you're not going to see that. You're going to see those fruits of the flesh that falls out some relations, right? That hatred, that envy, that dislike, different than Jake in the hood. You just have it. Well, I guess you're worse off because you know that you're Israelites. You're not doing it. Behaving and conducting yourself as a noble people. You conducting yourself as niggas, basically. Right? Yeah. So it is. It's supposed to be like that. It's like the Christian church, always trying to get the worldly gifts. They put it in Christianity, Christianity. That's exactly what other groups are doing. I like see that. You guys still want to be cool, right? They want to be known for being cool. So yeah, you know what I mean? Rap, you know what I'm saying? Rap, man, all this world and shit like this. Like when you've been hiring, hey, trying a certain type of Israelite, a certain type of nigga Israelite, or even the woman too, right? Yeah, it's true. Okay, so okay. You know what? I think we can keep that. Well, this is doesn't lie. Yeah. I got it. Yeah, we'll bring it up. Okay, this is Matthew 3:8, and it says, "Bring forth, therefore, fruits meet for repentance." Right? I was reading this to show you that these other camps they have to do certain things to not extracting, sorry, to actually bring forth and gather some people. Right? You're not bringing that. The people who are actually sincere. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, because the word itself to be able to turn you away, right? Exactly. Me personally, if I do the page, like I had to in working, I on a video and I do all my things work. I don't actually see the video be edified or is that anything? Hear the words that's coming out of brothers. That's all I do. I just use my imagination. That's it. Right? It's like vision would be that's supposed to use your mind. Exactly. Yeah. Spirit of power of the Almighty outside. Right? You don't know what's in you don't know what you're thinking about. It's imagine. You let our imagination run wild and righteous. Yeah? But knowing what the Lord has prepared. That we can always want
Just everyone if you didn't know you cheated.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. I just, bars, son. Right. You keep found it, brother?
Yeah, that's true. Because ultimately, the Lord knows better than you yourself. Exactly.
Yeah. Just like you know your woman better than she knows herself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you, as a man, we know our word more than you know it. So they can't lie to you. Yeah. But, and the Lord, we're the Lord's woman. Right? So we know what's up. Better than because we're in the flesh, we second guess and whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want that. Do I need this? You're deciding if you should buy something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want this. Maybe I get it next week.
Yeah.
Sometimes you like come into those mortal thought decisions, right? Like those your mortal decisions you have to make. Yeah, fucking but the Lord knows what's wrong with that.
Yeah.
But
Certain guys, like you're gonna be like when if you're not we're watching like it's like like example like that, like every man's archetype was especially their own mana picked up like that's right. That was that's what the both sides always like like an appetite, like what we like to eat, all that.
yeah, and I had a quick point.
I had something, but we got to reading it.
Oh, okay. Just to back up that point you said. It's Wisdom of Solomon 16 verse 20 that says, instead of thou feedest thine own people with angels and didst send them to heaven, bread prepared without their labor, able to content every man's delight and agreeing to every taste. Right. So the Lord designed it in such a way that it was suited to every Israelite's appetite.
These things, that's crazy. Just like how the Lord, that's crazy because that's one of these Israelites there. That's something Israelites. But like, no, the snowflake. Not one snowflake is the same. Yeah. The design of each one. Every last snowflake is different. Right. Are you freaking kidding me? That's to show you how far out the Most High is, right? I mean, you can't number the Most High, man. So whatever he did here is crazy, right? But in righteousness, like, wow. I can tell you how we got shit outside. It's still complete.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Niggas,
Exactly. That's crazy.
that was it.
Oh, hold on. Okay,
Niggas, yeah, go ahead. But niggas, you need to know they need salvation. That's how we're beat down and destroyed. They wanted to still stay enslaved. Niggas are homeborn slaves, right?
Yeah, because homeborn slavery, it's true. Because you were born into slavery.
Yeah.
So that's what they knew. Like, okay, they get up, they get whipped, go to work, they do their stuff. All right, the parent, they do this stuff. It's normal. It's the same thing we're in right now. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, walking circles. Yeah. Right? Walking in circles.
Weekends here are. Let me have some time to unwind.
Yeah.
All right. And do it all over again.
Exactly. That's why they wait for the weekend's coming. I'm gonna get talk. Right?
So I did 2 weeks vacation. So I'll plan out a trip this part of the year. Hopefully this person didn't take that same time off, so I just get it. That's hell, man. That's hell. That's hard.
Right? It's the last verse, and it says, verse 21, and it says, for thy sustenance declare thy sweetness unto thy children, and serving to the appetite of the eater, tempered itself to every man's liking. Right? So it shows you how the Lord was very, very calculated in the way he dealt with this by the name. But our people, before back to the stage, our people are very, very ungrateful. And it still is, I think they still are ungrateful. Because here we have from this time that spiritual man being dished out, and we just have our people just walk by, our people don't even consider what that means.
Yeah, that was it.
Numbers. Numbers 11:4. It says, and the mixed multitude that was among them fell lastly, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? Remember,
Yeah, niggas, man. Go ahead.
yeah, remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely. The
Fried
cucumbers,
fish, the red snapper. You know? You always have a whole lot you know?
yeah,
So, then however they do it, cod, whatever, halibut, whatever they call it. No, Jake love fish. All Jake love fish. That's right.
they say freely, it's in there.
No, yeah, really.
That's ironic. They say really, when you
When you're in slave, yeah.
what? The book was.
Yeah. Whatever they did, they have to like them for it. They should be under your president. Yeah, that's right. The one of all things, right? You gotta go to your enemy. I ain't fucking free. Exactly. You think it's a nigga? Read that part again.
Yeah, says, remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, the melons.
That's the beauty of the more you read the scriptures, the more you get to break it down even more.
Yeah.
Because you just said they were in slavery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But how are you free when you're in slavery? That was the mindset of you niggas, man.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, says, which we did put in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons, the leeks, the onions and garlic.
Right, but the Lord, I mean, the manna is you're liking how you like it. But you're reminiscing on all these different items here, these different, you know, when the Lord made it specifically to you, how you would like it. So, right? And it was only for a time. So what? So what? Okay, you had to eat the manna over and over again. So fucking what? Yeah.
They're alive.
Wait for the they're looking free. Nothing free. Now you can you're free in the law. No, put up manna. I mean that also. Yeah, you could select it. The scripture says by the bread, by the sweat of thy brow thou shalt live. That's all you and all that stuff. Right? You didn't have to sweat for that.
Exactly.
The Lord had wow, man.
So you how far gone they were. They were gone.
So yeah, it's so far removed from the how much spirit of it all. You know? I was gonna say that the Lord eventually cut the wheels exactly. So like as soon as you lack of gratitude go through all that and to not appreciate what the Lord has done for them, right? And it's the same thing in this time. Some lack of gratitude, you know, these ungrateful children, you know, they might learn from the apostles and then they don't acknowledge what they did, the sacrifice, all that. And all that is spiritual manna at the same time because they're leading you to having a healthy relationship with how God your child, right? So, you know, that ungrateful generation is back this time, walking in circles.
That's what it says, verse 6. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof was the color of galley. This manna is actually not under the scriptures. These people like, no, they think that this is boring. They think that because it keeps going over the same thing over and over again. So that's what that this actually these living bread. Man. So have enough, and it's always good, and it's always like, you know, spending less with it. So it's not bread at all. It's actually all the time. You see how very this food is. Like it's for the follow because you know they get like we can't take the day anymore. They can't do the review. Or show you how rich you are, man. What you're saying, they call it boring also because they're not spiritual people. They're not being spiritual, right? If you look at a carnal way, yeah, sure, it's boring because it's not a carnal thing. It's a spiritual thing. If you look at spiritual, you know, every day something always new. There's always something new every day, every single day. So if you think this is boring, then you're not actually in the truth. That's right. You're in the world. Just put on the garment and say, "Oh, I'm an Israelite. This is boring." Okay, you're not in the truth, bro. You're actually outside them, but you think you're inside of them. You have to play with the mind. Yeah.
Looking forward to the coming of outside. Watching the news, always be exciting. We're not here.
Yeah,
When you know what I mean?
we're getting closer.
Getting close. Or
more careless times, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the mindset we need to have.
Too much going on for this to be boring. It's way too much. So you know you have to. No, I was gonna say that's how you know you don't have the eye sauce. You don't have the eye. Can't see shit. You're blind. The blind man, things are boring for a blind man. You can't see it. He can hear though. He can hear, so at least he has one of his senses, but he can't see anything. Like, so these guys are blind and deaf, but they can't see. Exactly.
No sé, pero like in the whole like in these schools, like the thing that should happen amongst these was like very interesting. Like every day, new story.
Yeah.
It's like drama, with all that.
Yeah.
Like you forget to like check on the like the celebrity like the grasp and all that.
Yeah.
Like it's just you have our whole thing going. You have our own
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
No, never dull moments. Right. Right. We're not here to be entertained or whatever, but the Lord gives us entertainment.
Exactly.
You know, we're not here to entertain or to be entertained, but the Lord still gives us balance, right? It's great. Yeah. You know, there's a time and place, right? Like, don't be, you don't need, I don't know how to say it. Like basically, what's the proper way to say it? You don't watch brothers videos for entertainment. Right.
That's a good thing though.
But it is a good, yeah, that's what I'm saying. On the wicked side of it, which is he's watching. That's funny. Let me tune in. There's right. The carnal. You know what I mean?
Complicity, right?
Yeah, I was thinking some willy nilly thing. That's a good point. But don't do nothing with that information. That's gonna just, you know. Don't get me wrong. Certain brothers you tune into more than others, because you might like the way they bring on the word and break it down, whatever. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, right? But there's people out there that really take this for a joke. It's on the comment board, not doing that. Like I don't know what the Lord is really gonna do with you guys. You're an able-bodied man, you're not coming out listening. And, you know what I mean? You're an able-bodied man. Get off the comment board and get outside. Find the nearest camp and take notes. I don't, whatever. It is what it is. I'm talking about the man. Not the woman.
I had a point where you said the word entertain. Because you're right, there's both sides. I was gonna say
both sides.
Yeah.
You can get entertainment in this. If you're right, right man, fine it, entertainment. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna, somebody's gonna say something, you're gonna laugh. Oh, that was funny, you're gonna laugh. But like, there's a balance to it, right? You know that.
I got the word entertain.
Right.
It says to keep, it's in etymology, 15th century, to keep up, maintain, to keep someone in a certain frame of mind. So I was adding to what the elders say, because we are entertained, but we're entertained to spiritual things. Right? Not entertained to carnal things. So yeah, we're entertained by other videos because we're staying in spiritual mindset. Right? Not in a carnal mindset. So those people that are doing it in a carnal way, that's why they go and they say they just they explore, they make jokes,
Want to see debate,
exactly.
right?
So it's not spiritual for them, it's carnal.
You got this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, comes shouldn't bro. Structure move. Yeah. Gimmicks. You're
That's why I always see them. They do it in a carnal way, all the gimmicks.
the thing is the bomb, the thunder, sound effects.
I got to skip that one before. That's what
You got this way. You're holding something. No. They got it, then you got it.
So I'm gonna be reading it. So
Yeah, we'll jump in. First Kings 17:1. Elijah, Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, as the Lord Yahweh of Israel liveth, right? We serve a living power and still living today. Okay? Before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain in years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan, and it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. Right? Well, I was going, but pretty much the Lord is going to provide for his election. You're not going to be sweating and working hard to get food at the time, but calamity. Right? You know what I'm saying? Pretty much adding on to the Lord, giving the manna to Israel. Right? They didn't have to labor for it. The Lord made it come down from heaven. Right? Right? It may not be time to be delivered, but you might see a chariot come by, drop you off some food, right? That's it. Yeah. Dip off. So I'm saying, and you're just like, well, I think they had all maybe all take food and good for a little bit.
I'm still in it.
Yeah.
Doing this.
But it's not time to be delivered yet.
Yeah,
The instruction is not yet done, right? So however the Lord wants to do this, man, he's don't be far out. You know? Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so yeah, it's kind of we're still talking about IUIC and stuff.
Yeah, we're all in the same.
Yeah.
It's all, you know, how it is.
2 Peter 2:1 in the NLT, it says, but there are also false prophets in Israel, just as there will be false teachers among you. They will cleverly teach destructive heresies and even deny the master who bought them. In this way, they will bring sudden destruction on themselves. So these people are going to deny the master that bought them. And the person that bought them was Yahushua. So that's how you know these guys are going on, because they're coming against the master that bought them. They don't want to say his name. They don't want to say the Father's name. That's how you know they're coming against him, right? And it's very simple when you break it. Very simple, right? Oh, it just goes out. Spirit of God. Oh yeah. It says, verse 2: many will follow their evil teaching and shameful immorality, and because of these teachers, the way of truth will be slandered. Right? So the teachers that you're following is very important, because they're either leading to life or they're leading to destruction. Right? And in their greed, they will make up clever lies to get hold of your money. Is that what IUIC does? That's not what they do?
Yeah. Scam package. Scam package.
Yeah.
Garment packages. Yeah.
Here the packages.
Reset packages. I use for charge for that. Yeah, I'm starting this. Yeah, grind for this. You probably have a freaking annual fee too. Probably have to pay an annual or every year. Yeah. Subscription. Yeah. Part of this. These niggas want you on the hamster wheel. You know, like, oh fuck, I gotta come up with this.
Yeah.
However much it is,
Yeah.
you gotta come up with the money, or else you're kicked out of IUIC. You know. Yeah. There's certain brothers, not the ones that are agents that Esau called. Yeah. You know. But like, for certain people that they're tricking into, because you have certain people that think that they're doing the right thing. That's true, Then you have people that are actually agents.
Says, but Yahweh Yahushua condemned them long ago, and the destruction will not be delayed. Right? So these guys, like, when you have spiritual eyes, you can see who's in the right spirit and you can see who's in the wrong spirit. It's very clear. Right? And that's why we keep talking about these guys over and over and over and over again, because we're trying to warn you guys. Look, these guys are going to be taken out very soon, so you don't want to be there when they get taken out. In fact, you want to jump in? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
All right. This is buddy. This is Acts 20 verse 33, and it says, "I have not coveted any man's silver or gold." Falsely by Ephesus, and it says Acts 20 and what? 23? 33. Yeah. And it says, see that part again? I have coveted no man's silver or gold. That's right. Or apparel. That's right. Because yep. We don't care about what you guys have. We got glamour, cars, or chargers, the scat packs. Right? You don't give a damn about all that shit. You come here to teach, right? That's it. This should only be about the word. They preach, that's all outward shit that, of the world, right? Earthly shit, man. Worldly shit. And mixing that into the truth. Having people be like, well, yeah, purple and gold garments, right? They got it going on. I want to get with them, right?
That's what you're saying. When you see that, when you have all these materialistic things being shown all the time, these people get caught up in those materialistic things. They think that's associated with the truth. That means they're a righteous man because they got all the stuff. So now they associate themselves with getting those materialistic things too. I gotta get the car. I gotta get the clothes. I gotta get the house. I still focus on one side.
That's right.
Okay, cameras. Yeah, 4K cameras. Yeah, that's right.
Best audio.
Best audio in the city.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you might hear the wind in our video. It's right? We're in the element. You know what I'm saying? I in a freaking home. I in the south. You know what I'm saying? Sound boom, we're not. You know, we're seeing the elements, but unique. All right. We're not hiding like you other towns. I think there's a few other towns. What has Nate ever been like, other than when it travels? Jet sets across the earth, right? He was like east side, right? Of course, the earth. That's why he's going there. Island is that, right? Other than that, though, he's in a room out of sort, you know, his little room at the high tables in the middle, making sure he's above everybody in the congregation. Right?
Upper room.
That it says in verse 34, yea, ye yourselves know that these hands of mine have ministered unto my necessities, and to them that were with me I have showed you all things, how that so laboring ye not to support to me, and remembering the words of our Lord Yahweh, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive. Right? So it shows you that the etiquette that the Apostle Paul had, because he wasn't in that spirit to actually try and covet, you know, those the Israelites that that come away from the customs to cover their stuff, right? And we know our custom others have instructed us in the same manner. You know, we don't go and try and get a precept package and 499 for this breakdown and that breakdown. So let's talk about how to come in and eat. So your soul delight is something that come freely, right? So don't come in that spirit of charging you for understanding, right? That was
2 Peter 2:4 it says, for Yahweh Yahushai did not spare even the angels in sin. He threw them into hell, including pits of darkness, where they are being held in day until the day of judgment, until the day of judgment. Right? So, hey, you go out, he doesn't care. And he's not respecting a person.
Yeah, like the IUIC. Yeah, keeping it criminals, harboring them, preserving them, kind of keeping away from judgment. Now Esau is all right? Now we know you're in bed with Esau, but there's certain things you can't do that's out of line. You know what I mean? And you're putting a stain on the ministry. It just looks bad for all Israel. Right? People already have a perception that we Jesus hate all the other gangs. It's like gang. They think everything is a gang. Like go figure that they're a different group. Yeah, they think it's a gang. So I don't like that just because it's not because of that. You're really correct. True. Right? At the end of the day, you guys are brothers, so we're trying to remove your oh, that's the right guy. Oh, get on you guys, whatever. Tell you you're gonna be destroyed if you don't repent. This. All right.
Verse 5 it says, and Yahweh Yahushai did not spare the ancient world, except for Noah and the seven others of his family.
Lord and spirit of Egypt. Lord didn't give a fuck. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Lord, to hell with the animals. Yeah, you give a fuck. I be thinking just like I'll be better thinking too. Like, damn, he's gonna wipe out all the animals in Babylon. What do they do? What did that? What the shit do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What did the bee do? Like, like what did the ant do in Babylon? They didn't do nothing.
Because they're polluted.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. The Lord can't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really, because they're crying out to the heaven, having taken place.
Yeah.
They're bugged out. The squirrel can't find food as much as they can. The yield and everything is fucked.
High fly's fucking with their
they're bugging out. Yeah. The birds dropping from the sky, they're bugging out, man. All these things gotta go. The Lord is so fucking hard reset. I'm
gonna great reset.
Yeah. Go back to go back to reset. Yeah, I do more bites. Go back to like a try. No, was like yeah, come on, AI is getting self-aware, so they're gonna go. Once the AI becomes self-aware, it's gonna bug out too. I gotta realize you're a piece of shit. Really, you Edomites.
You know, like older newspapers. It's wicked. They gotta do self-aware as that turn on. Right? All right. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Right? Isaiah 13 and 19, and it says, "And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency, excuse me, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." That's right. So it just shows you that the Lord's judgment, what happened. Right. Lord, and by the eye, you cry, you shed a tear. Yes. You know what I'm saying? He's been waiting for it. That's what waiting, man. You know what I mean? A stern Jake too, a stern New York looking bad. Not when the bulls. No? People are gonna fear that. I'm not, when we're doing shit, right? You see how shy, stern Jake, They say, speaking with authority. Yeah, not cracking those jokes if you crack it. You know what I mean? This is complete subjection to slavery. We're all already eating. You should look at them fearful with that. That's right. They're fearful of that now. That's why they try and do all types of stuff to sabotage. Put down. Right? And they know where to be. Look at the angels. Tell the angels like this, like you can purpose, respond somebody. Well, how do you explain that? Angels, spiritual, it's like what angel can take on the whole earth. With the angel, that's trembling part of it, like how definitely the most high. Well, it's not all love. Angels don't play. They just have one emotion. It's right. They don't crack into the emotion. They're not laughing and they're not laughing and stuff. They don't have the emotion. Yeah, this is extreme. One way, it looks like programming one way. That's it. Right? Yeah, know what I mean? Execute. They're not even mad when they're executing the people. They're just straight face. You know what I mean? Like one emotion. That's it. Because of that. You know what I mean? Done. Yeah. There's one emotion, bro. Like just putting people to death, man. Well, I was gonna add to what you're saying. It's okay. That's crypto. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, okay. We had more, but go ahead. Go ahead. You're the last one, right? Yeah, I'll be counting. Go ahead. Yeah, going to just like someone like Calvin's camps, they want to the book of James 1:21. He reads, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls." You know the word superfluity in the Greek, what is Pharisee. He says, sure. Yeah. Oh, really? Try to read the scripture for you. Put on contrast. Yeah, exactly. I mean, God is feral, right? So they fucking did too. Well, their culture is like the woman. They actually trained a woman to be an actual woman. Yeah, I grew up with Filipinos, so I know. But the one you stood by here, you see over here, I noticed. I mean, he's kind of dark. He seems dark, right? Look at Jake. I don't know, but whatever. A lot of them are big. They have side tackle. We have a one. Yeah, it is side tackle. Yeah, it's a side tackle. Spirit. It's the spirit. That we just walk by like that. Like, they have people in their jungle called Negrito. Right. Which you already know what that is. Why you call them Negrito? They look like Jake. They got their hair. They got everything. But like, especially with all these other countries, they always put out in the open and in the public or the media the people with fair skin. But you go to the actual places, the real people there from there, they have dark skin. India, Italy, right? Philippines, all China, right? Chinese men that look like us, dark skin like us. James 1:21 says, "Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive in meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls." And the word for superfluity in the Greek is parousia. It says abundance, abundantly, superfluous, superiority, preference, preeminence, gain, profit.
That's what it is like. This camp's gonna be coming up with all these like prices, food prices and everything that's never in the world. Then of course, Gabon goes into they give you like a dollar cap for a cake. You got paid for that. You got paid for your garment. That's the flow of goes up onto the bank accounts. You got paid for the breakdowns, for prayers, for games. No, so what the brother is not money. So we gotta work. Exactly, right? Can't get the truth. That's it.
Yeah. Right. You can't afford to handle. I'm just saying, I don't know if they have. I don't want to, don't quote me on this. I'm just saying, if they are doing that, that's me. Give it all the annual.
What I know is like, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's like where you work, how much money you make.
Wow. Yeah.
Questions?
Yeah. Because they want your SIN number, social insurance number.
Yeah.
Oh no, so like it, your social security number.
Yeah, that's right.
The social insurance number is.
Yeah.
In the US, they have a social security number, SSN. Okay. But here it's so wicked, they have a SIN number.
Right?
Fucking devil.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I guess that's because of the government 501c3 thing. They have all that shit. Garbage. Fucking throw that shit out.
No, it's busted. No, boy. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, but that's not supposed to include it.
Walking back and shit.
Yeah.
God, right?
It was like, yeah,
She was right by the garbage. Didn't even toss it out. Fucking weird. Side note, going back to the ladies that were dressed. So, you start to appreciate that more now.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of apparel and stuff like that. Because all you see on social media, all you see is ass, breasts, tightest pants. It's out here. Fuck, serious, man.
Yeah.
Show me something different now. I can just shake my head. I'm like, yeah, it looks great. It looks great.
Of course,
But it's like, nah, man. Like,
yeah.
I shouldn't be thinking about this all the time.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just by design.
By design, like,
Yeah.
turning us to beasts. They're trying to turn us to brute beasts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Frying our receptacles.
Yeah.
That modest apparel is really like a breath of fresh air. You see that? It's great. Because it's like, oh, but most women aren't doing that. It's like that modest apparel is trying to be.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These bitches in skin tight clothes, like, watch me, show me something different.
Yeah.
No? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. There's no surprise.
NPC. Titus 2 verse 4, and it says that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be fuck that nigga. I mean, do it first. Seeing them do it first. That's what you're saying, right?
Which the whole joke with the cheating thing is like, if you see with another woman that has no man, it's not cheating. It's not even cheating. Cheating is if the woman sleeps with a man that is not her own, right? Or if the man sleeps with another man's woman, and it's called adultery, not cheating. Cheating is a made-up word.
Oh, he's cheating. Yeah, some made up
It's a made-up fucking word.
word. I can't find that in old English.
It's made up.
Cheating. No, I can't find that there.
What you're talking about, it creates wicked things to happen because now the woman thinks cheating is a thing for her or whatever. And now she's like, okay, I'm going to go cheat back. But he's allowed to do that. He has no man. If the woman has no man, he's allowed to do that. But now because the society has fucked everything up, everything's backwards. Now these women think that, oh, the man sleeps with another woman, even though it's a single woman, oh, that's cheating. He cheated on me. I got to get him back. So then she goes and commits adultery. It's that simple.
Destroying herself.
Exactly.
Who the fuck you want?
This is one thing we're talking
I
about.
don't kill you. I don't give a fuck. But no, I do not have links.
Don't even wicked, man. A lot of the man in space say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. They'll gaslight, they'll lie you straight in the face and to the point you actually believe them.
Cry.
Yeah, everything.
Tears, everything. Blood clot.
Yeah. And then you find out later she was lying.
You're a fuck piece, bro.
Yo,
That's why the Lord has to come back to destroy the space. All right? Set up the structures of this. All facets of the society to be destroyed. It's hated on creation. Right? Put it up.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, and it says verse 5 to be discreet, chaste, keepers, and good obedience to your own husbands, that the word of the Most High, Yahweh, God from the outside, and not blaspheme. Right, is this a conduct for precedent? And in Babylon is this ran as a war. So it's no surprise that the women take on the vibration of the kingdom that they're building on, right? And that's something that is strongly glorified this kingdom. They're less to disrespect your man, ultimately boldly deny, to lie to his face, and all these different acts, because it doesn't promote. There's no fear. There's no righteous trauma in this case. I can't support it, right? Because there's no the law is very slack in this kingdom. Women think they can get away with a lot of. Yeah, when you look at the judgment that happens to a lot of women, it's always very, very elusive. Right? That was that's where you said. The point is, must be get married. Yeah. I said to like I said I think too like I actually like I find books that like so you see these people out here like something dressed the same like women. So see a couple walking down the street like there's a man and woman, there's two men. No, like you know, it's actually like the men have a beard, right? They shave the beards off. Women dress like men. Yeah, it's not like they want to be like two dead men. No, it's actually a man and woman. Like a very dark part. It is. Like yeah, yeah, right. I'm saying, like I was saying, all right, like it's a man and woman. It's a man and woman. It's just like that's not confusion. That's not like that's right. Do it in bullshit. Yeah, like that's like that's right. That's like that's just a break. Like it's kind of somebody should feel like it's being like a punch. Right? Oh, so I think you like all the men dress like men. That should be like husband spirit on him. Like so everything. Minutes. That's why power lies being a feminine, right? So that's where like actually you like you never touch you when you work race. Actually like so you problem, right? There's like a man, you know, like you know, on you like a man. That's why it's say like shoulders is dead. Oh, that's not oh you know that. You have no like community anymore. You actually dress like properly, you actually that guy is like that's a woman, that's a female. That's what like for you. That's yes for you. But because you have to be a man, you have to go right. Therefore, you don't want to be more you know what I'm saying? It came back. So like the point I was gonna say is that even a simple thing with like men interacting with men where it's like treat men with respect because back in the ancient time men had swords. Yeah. So you're not gonna come and disrespect another man. You can just cut your head off. Yeah, yeah. Right? So you have to talk to him a certain way. You can't just come in and just come out crazy. Right? But here, everyone's fucking wild disrespecting this. But you don't even know who this guy is. This guy could be a ninth degree black belt in a martial art and just hit you with one move to a dead. But I'm just gonna come talking crazy to everyone. Right? And the scriptures talk about how you're supposed to deal with people. Yeah, right? It's the guide to life, right? But because we're not in our kingdom, everything's backwards. You have men put crazy on people, right? And women acting crazy with men, thinking that the man can't put her in a place. Yeah, yeah, right. She's putting her hands on him and expecting nothing to happen to her. Right? So yeah, it's just complete fucking madness. This is Surah 25 and 22, and it says, "And a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger and impudence and what's approach." Have rules. I'm not blacking out it. Bro, Ray, I brought to it. You're not being a man, you want your beard on your face. You're not laying down rules and laws and instructions and all of that shit. Yeah. Roll over you, into you. Adultery, yeah, check that. Yes, I transgress. You know, commit adultery, right? These are the things that simply don't make it no fucking better either. Yeah, exactly. If I see any form of sinfage in the kingdom by you, off your head. Off, all right. I'm not allowing it. I'll make that decree. I'm not doing y'all shit. Like, what you think about it? You think about it, slides. You know? No sinfage in the kingdom. So like after what you're saying, you know, the some people realistically if they were actually fucking men. Yeah, right. When you go and do that bullshit, they would check them and it wouldn't happen. Yeah. Just like in the garden when he brought that shit to Adam about this doctor. Yeah. If he checked her, it would have stopped right there. Yeah. Wouldn't continue to where we are right now. So the man is really the problem. Because yes, these women are gonna go on. They're a weaker vessel. Of course they're gonna go on. But the man is stable. When she brings that bullshit, he's like, no, we're not doing that. This case done. Conversation's done. Yeah. Because we really have the power. It's like you said, it's gonna consent to not go back. There's only a small percentage that are real men, which are the elect. Yeah. That's it. Everyone else is fucking stiffs. Exactly. Glad Lord will be out there. Yeah, glad. But at the same time, don't expect most of the world to accept the value right now. No, you know what I'm saying. You know the values. You're gonna see yourself with a different perspective. And you, you don't tolerate what goes. Exactly. And God about you, cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's actually the funny thing we were saying. That's actually how you teach them. Even if they might not learn right now, they know how to teach. They know how to deal with you. They simply, I can't do this stuff. What's your mind? Because it isn't allowed. Cut me off. The other guy I'm dealing with is allowing me. But now I'm starting to see, the funny thing is, we're on this topic, I used to trade a lot of females, right? And they always tell me the same thing. They actually like when a man puts them in the place. They might fight against you at first, because remember, they got demons on them. Yeah. They got demons on them. You ever keep forgetting that? They got demons on them. And they're flesh. So they're going to fight at you at first, but eventually they're like, I'm happy to do You're right. What was me? I've experienced it. I experienced the other way when I didn't do that. It didn't end out well for me. Right? So it's actually back to scripture, Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge should be stability at times. Wisdom and knowledge should be stability at 9 times. So that means in everything. Everything. Right? Any situation you're in, you go back to the knowledge of the scriptures, we're going to be stable. Doesn't matter what anyone does to it. Mark 10, verse 28 to 28, it says, my child, keep your self-respect, but remain modest. Value yourself and your worth. Right. There is no excuse for a person to run himself down. No one respects a person who has respect for himself. That's right. Right. Yeah, this is true with that. There's importance in respecting yourself. So you have a standard for yourself. You don't let them do certain things. So we're talking about women, but that can apply in general. Yeah. Right. And that also comes from having that self-respect. It goes back into having a healthy self-esteem about yourself. You can't think too lowly of yourself and think that people do things to you and think that's okay. So you need to have a certain standard for yourself, right? So that it just comes back to like programming and going back to realizing right, and then realizing like okay, you're of a royal priesthood, of one of chosen generation, right? So you're not going to do certain things, and you're not going to allow certain things or allow certain people to do certain things, right? So we just have to like train our mind to like properly cultivate those things, right? So I was smart. But yeah.
Same book. Sirach 36 verse 22. It says, the beauty of a woman shareth the countenance of, the beauty of a woman shareth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
Our women, stop wars, man. That's all beautiful. Look how they stop wars. Now they start. This thing that they start. You know what I'm saying? Troy. You know what I'm saying? Those are jigs. That's right. That's what you get now. Yeah. The only thing back and then gang shootouts over a bitch. Yeah, I'm in the gang now over a bitch. like you niggas is crashing out. Boy, yeah, putting this into their proper perspective. Wars. Yeah, wars. It is what it is. That's it. It is what it is. It is what it is. Once you know that, it is what it is. That's right. You get hard. Wars, deal with them as wars. That's it. That's what that. Should have been popular. They're trying to get into here. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah. So expect that. The funny thing is what you're saying. You treat them like the Lord, they want to be with you. Like, no, I want to be with you. They start acting like you're in a relationship. I'm like, bro, hold on. I want to be right? You are from Jesus. It's ironic when you're saying that. Like, I said, well, I treat them exactly the way they're acting. It's like, no, I want to be with you. I want to be in a relationship. It's like, oh. Hold your horse. It's not quite. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. When you're renewed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Doing that. You know? Because when you do that, now you gotta be a psychologist. You gotta like you're not ready to change. Yeah. You're not ready to change. It's like the idea of you don't actually know. You're not ready to change. You know, we're some serious thing. Right? It was like, you know, you come across a woman, you know, people there on a certain level, but she comes to you with certain thoughts, like, and baby, you don't want these problems. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're trouble, man. It's true. We're kind of shaped in spirit. Spirit, we're the battlefield, spiritual battlefield. Shaped in spirit. It takes a special type of woman to want to feel the real. Yeah, don't people like that we do this. Teach, right? You know what I'm saying? And she really wants to use. It takes a special type of woman to really want to be down with you. That's what you're saying. And also say very dangerous because like you come with us, you come to us, so we're in a relationship, you treat us in a bad, fucked up way. Those guys are gonna fuck you up. We'll fuck you up. Yeah, you're playing with fire, right? Yeah. So you better think twice. Yeah. Well, yeah, fun. Yeah. But like, relationship typically. Oh shit. Babylon. That's all. Babylon's father. Somebody's child is like, woman too. She's all right. Of course. I told you fucking guys about those images. It's not me. You're not me. It's not me. Person is seeing too. Yeah. That shit they were looking at it. Yeah. Get up. What's wrong with you? Oh, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, there's not more? That's all, right? Yeah, that's all. So, what else? This is basically a country public league. They actually love women. You don't have women like it's quick. Not going to pay women. Want bashers. That's when you pay the input. That's when they feel like, yeah, right. Corruption. Yeah, that's reduced. You definitely the right is correct. If you're not right, like you can't build up pride. Not like worldly, like attitudes towards brothers. You're not getting actual, not getting taught, you're not getting actual, you're getting back. Not down on it. How many get right spirit? They go, you actually like right? I feel good at dress, feel actually human, look at weakness, right? I'm talking back to right? Not trying to build your own man. Yeah, that's what we hate that. That's what that's not order. We come with that. Now, good is not that. Now, humble spirit, and now feminine spirit, feminine energy. That's all wrong. So great. You're gonna say, look at the rest, right? Like, look, you're on. I thought I cooking, cleaning. That's what's so. That makes a man fall in love. Oh yeah, cooking and cleaning and oh God, good, humble, right? Oh, good. You know what I like? The making all that. That's right. Jeez, staying home. That's not for every weekend. I was gonna add a quick point. Women, they don't understand the power of spirit. That's it. They don't understand that's your power. You do what he was saying. The man will do anything for you. Like, okay, you want this? Okay, you want to buy this? You'll just do it. Because why wouldn't he? Because it's the same relationship with us with the Lord. You're obedient to the Lord. That's why things just happen for you. The same thing. The only difference is that we have to be the Lord's asking more of us. We're men. We're not asking as much from you. Right. Because we're not perfect ourselves. Yahweh and Yahweh are perfect.
So we have to deal with way more responsibilities, way more pressure, way more accountability, right? Just asking what you just said is like you don't want to do that, but then you want us to do everything. What kind of fucking shit is that? Right.
Oh, that's first says says a man never becoming better if the kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then he's not a husband like other men. Right, that's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to get put up rest unto your husband. So the one's supposed to bring in like stuff, attention, man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I got something to count here. This is 1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 23, and it says, and when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted up the ass and fell before David on her face and bowed herself to the ground and fell at his feet and said, upon me, my Lord, upon me let this iniquity be, and let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak to thine audience and hear the words of thine handmaid. Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Belial, even of all, for as he is name is, so is he. Baal is his name, and folly is with him. For thine handmaid saw not the young man of my Lord, whom thou didst send. Yeah, it was his own sin. Yeah. No, it's like the spirit though. Woman has a master. Or a man that's with her, right? Because they're holding hands. She's leading. Oh, yes. And a friend was there, coaching her the whole thing. She's not even knowing the gate must be right on it right now. Oh, that's the spirit though. Yeah, that is the spirit. Yeah. That's right. Unnecessary stuff I don't do. You know, I don't put my rent for, I don't. But real, broke off. Left with us, shot of brothers. Oh, look at not even holding the hand, not even holding his hand. Wow. Left in the dust as you shot the brothers. Yeah. Women are wicked. Yeah. Actions speak louder than words. Oh, fuck. She's still. Wow. And that guy, the funny thing is we're talking about a situation. The funny thing is when that happens, the man in the spirit knows God. But because he's not a real man, he's not going to say anything. And like, I don't want to lose her. I don't want her to leave. Get over here. Here you go, man. No, that's basically. It's already gone. Let's turn it. Gone. It's already gone. She's doing that. Yeah. On already. This doesn't know yet. Last time. Yeah. First Samuel chapter 25, verse 23. And it says, and when Abigail saw David, she hastened and lighted up the ass, and fell before David on her face. Swore. Harsh line. He's pretty much. He's probably with us cussing and all that. Practice don't speak like that. Yeah, practice don't. Yeah. So, like, who cares, man? Find somewhere else find someone else then. Because even in IUIC, they cuss. Yeah. And they're the most churchiest of them all. And they curse. Yeah, exactly. When the guy was giving the account, he was cussing. You know what I'm saying? I was getting fucked up. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So go start your own account. I go to GOCC or some shit. So that part. Go ahead. I just have to say that. No, I was just saying that Paul said, though I didn't really say not a sound. I'm not speaking anything that's outside of the scripture. I'm not speaking my own opinion. I'm speaking out of the correctly God's saying the word, right? The Lord said he was the master to speak. What did he say? This heart doesn't need this understanding. Right? So I'm speaking us say the word. We'll speak out of our own hearts. Oh, I see. First Samuel 25. First Samuel 25, verse 23, it says, and when Abigail saw David, she hasted and lighted on her ass, fell before David on her face, and bowed before herself to the ground, and fell at his feet, and said, upon me, my Lord, upon me, let thine iniquity be, and let thine handmaid, I pray thee, speak in thine audience, and hear the words of thine handmaid, to the humility of that. Out to the humble.
Not really taking fall for our husband, right?
Yeah, God, because he didn't help out David when he was supposed to be helped, basically, right?
Yeah. This is like Shadmo attention to that, I don't know.
Yeah, that was it. But this was showing an example of a righteous woman that she did for David. And she even had to sing of David because she said that my Lord, right? And at that time, David that wasn't his right at the time. Right? But it showed that, women back in ancient times, they had a certain cordial respect for men, especially in such a authority, right? So that was it.
Yeah, where's you holding the heart?
Yeah, that's what I'm brothers. Well, Second Peter 2:5, it says, and Yahweh Yahushai did not spare the ancient world, except for Noah and the seven others in his family. Noah warned the world of Yahweh Yahushai's righteous judgment. So Yahweh Yahushai protected Noah when he destroyed the world of ungodly people with a vast flood. So that's what we're doing right now. We're telling you what is coming, but this time it's not going to be. It's not going to be rain. It's going to be water. It's going to be fire. Right? It's coming to burn, and it's not. That's just in Babylon. Right? Other places, you might use an animal to tear you up. You might get hit by a mosquito. Right? Just die of some disease where your body, your limbs fall apart. Right? There's so many ways he can get you. Right? That's why we're out here warning you of what he's about to do. Right?
Let's talk about spirits crazy. Yeah, right. So even if you have a mindset of like even Babylon, but the Lord can still find you in other places, right? Scriptures talk about how man bear, and he met a lion, and then his hand on the wall, and the snake bit him aside. Like that, Lord, that's
It says later, Yahweh Yahushai condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and turned them into heaps of ashes. He made them an example of what will happen to ungodly people. I think Brother mentioned this because of the Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, right. That's why that reference is there. It says, Yahweh Yahushai also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people around him. Is that what we've been talking about? Right? It's not wicked.
sharing that vaccine. Yeah, you have to go to work and you have to listen to that.
Yeah.
That low vibration, the quality, right? So you don't get up to it, right? And you know that, ministers talking about the way somebody just had our abomination with somebody righteous, right? So like, this is a very basic a very basic. That's all that people think about you.
It says, yes, Lot was a righteous man who was tormented in his soul by the wickedness he saw and heard day after day. So you see, the Lord knows how to rescue godly people from their trials, even while keeping the wicked under punishment until the day of final judgment. Right? So you think that you have to understand, like us doing this work, we're hoping that the Most High comes to deliver us. He can deliver us in so many ways. He can just being up as a chariot. There's so many ways he can deliver us. So many ways. Don't think that because we actually like this, we understand that even though we're around other people, the Lord can still deliver us out of other people. That's being wicked. But at the same time, we don't want to be around them. Right? It's like what he did with Lot. What did he do? He removed them from that boat, then he destroyed him. It says he is especially hard on those who fought well. Be especially hard on those who follow their own twisted sexual desires and who despise authority. That sounds like a Zachariah. Right? Ah.
Yeah, this is Psalms 125, verse 4, and it says, do good, O Lord, unto those that be good, and unto them that are upright in their hearts. Right? So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do good unto. Yeah, that's why we're out here. We're trying to actually do good, right, in the eyes of Yahweh Shai, right? Not doing the same things that are being told to do to each other in the world, right? That's why we want to go to be able to remember us of the good things that we did. So we have essentially like a spiritual investment, and that's something we can tap into when there is no more grocery stores. Yeah, there's no more food, there's no more resources, shelter, and all that kind of stuff, right? You want to be able to be covered at that time, right?
We call it the rainy day fund.
Time,
Because it is gonna rain.
time.
It's gonna rain a lot of people. It's gonna rain. Keep reading. Something. Oh, yeah, that's similar. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, John. Job 2 verse Job 2 verse 9, it says, second verse 8. Job 2 verse 8 says, and he took him a potsherd to spread himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife after him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse the Most High and die. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive?
Probably lot. This is probably lots like reincarnated. They'll get back. That, yeah. Everything is, everything is all good, but then everything is going bad, you're switching up on. Right. There you go.
Yeah, and that's good about the point of making before that. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Good about the point of making fun. It's like to come here, but check your the women. I told you. I don't actually not do it, but still check it. But how much tries to get you to go off. The job of here, like it's unfair. That example. Yeah, check that. I put it. It's like how much wear like those. It's not like shake yours off. Yeah, like something like it's like make it fall off. Yeah, that's therefore because a man's supposed to lay down these foods and it's not on them. Not give like shaking even by women. Didn't ultimately go to look at this whole thing. You're not basically on to check out the easier way with the roads. Sure, I'm trying to get jobs up. See, I get some more side. So take a guy. Actually, stay the fight after being able to be great. He's a conviction, man. But I'll show you that job actually had that integrity that you right. You can do not only was like catching up with his body, right? Like his sicknesses that he's going through, that we saw is like he's walking. Even if you come to get him, get him, like don't you this is like I'm all done, man. But something like this, learning, right? So that's right.
Know that something like that could happen to us. That's right. They're not a stage to the stage. Right. So it's part of it. Not the battle. It's all part of the battle, right? You know, you might need to love your life. Yeah. It's just part of the battle, right? So, get on that.
So it says, shall we receive good at the hand of the Most High, and shall we now receive evil? All this did not joke singing his lips.
That goes up. Give all glory and praise to God and to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kakodash.
Okay? Say, Kwan Nasrallah, Batwa, Shalom.
Yeah, this is okay. It was warmer earlier.